The big question that comes to our mind is, will America be able to contain the banking crisis, which is causing the fall of US banks? Joining us on the show at this particular time is Dr. Jaijit Bhattacharya, President, Center for Digital Economy Policy Research. Dr. Bhattacharya, what, in your expert opinion, is going on over here? You know, the world is already on the edge. Regional US banks have failed in a span of days. What is this hinting towards? And the big question, which is, I'm very sure, on everyone's mind, how is this likely to impact India, if at all?
I think the fears that a recession is gripping the Western world, I think there is some truth in it. The reflection of the recession is not just negative growth, but the fact that banks are collapsing. So there have been toxic assets that they have been holding, or assets which do not add up to the value of the bank. And having said that, I hope the contagion doesn't spread to Japan. As of now, the Japanese system has come back saying that the fall of Credit Suisse does not have any impact on Japan. If it really spreads to Japan, then we see that even countries like India will start getting impacted. Any which ways will start getting impacted, because we're pretty well networked into the whole financial system globally. We have what used to be fashionably called hot money coming into the market. So we do have hot money coming in India through portfolio investments, what's called the FPIs, the foreign portfolio investments. And clearly, if there is a run on the bank, then the money will start moving out for multiple reasons, just to maintain the value of the wealth itself. The second, which Dr. Kohli mentioned quite articulately, was what is the business that Credit Suisse or the Swiss banking industry was really relying on. When in 2010, World Bank said that 50% of India's economy is black, and there are similar reports in Africa and other countries, where did that money go to? And talking about a Swiss account itself was a bad word in India, because if you have a Swiss account, means you've got black money. It was almost synonymous. With the transparencies coming in and the disclosures coming in, the first people who will withdraw that money will be those who have gained that money in a ungainful manner. In fact, it's the same economy which seems to be propping up the Bitcoin, because the rest of the e-commerce world was buying and selling products which were legal, but you can't buy drugs and guns over the net using your regular banking. So what do? You can't even use your Swiss bank to buy guns and drugs and other things over the net. So you end up inventing something called the Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin still has a value, because there's a economy backing it up. It's a black economy. And with the downfall, or if I can say, if that economy is taking out money out of the banking system, it's definitely going to impact. Also, Credit Suisse had a lot of fee-based income, which is essentially transaction advisory. With the transaction advisory taking a hit in the last so many months and year, it was a matter of time that Credit Suisse will have a problem, especially because the people who are involved in transaction advisory are heavily paid. So to maintain the salaries is a huge drain on the banking system if there isn't an equivalent fee-based income coming in. Unfortunately, that also took a downturn. And so one of the first people who will end up losing jobs are the transaction bankers, are the investment bankers in Credit Suisse.
Okay.
And hence, part of the problem can spread as a contagion, but part of the problem was just a business not working properly. The fee-based business is not going to have an impact on.
Okay, that's a good point that you've made.